마롱, 나무위키. 탁구 역사상 최고의 선수이자 탁구 역사상 최초로 올림픽 남자 단식 2연패와 탁구 역사상 5번째로 커리어 그랜드슬램 달성, 탁구 역사상 2번째로 커리어 슈퍼슬램 달성, 남자 탁구 역사상 최초이자 유일하게 커리어 2회 그랜드슬램 달성, 탁구 역사상 3번째로 세계 탁구 선수권 대회 단식 3연패, 탁구 역사상 최다 ITTF 월드 투어 우승, 탁구 역사상 최다 연말 1위, 탁구 역사상 최장기간 1위 등 전무후무한 기록을 보유 중인 선수이다. 때문에 남자 탁구 올타임 넘버원으로 평가받는다. 다섯 살 때부터 탁구를 배우기 시작해 14살에 중국 국가대표에 발탁되었으며 2006년에는 최연소로 세계선수권에 출전해 단체전 우승을 하면서 세상의 이름을 알리기 시작했다. 선수 경력. ITTF 월드 투어 우승 횟수가 28회로 역사상 최다 1위이다. Hi, I'm going to read Ma Long's technique. I found this PDF file. I'm gonna read it. 잠이 안 와가지고. Ma Long's technique. Ma Long, the latest men's single winner in Asian Games, has beaten lots of top players in the world. So I think this was written in 2014, I think. Or, yeah, 2014, I think. Characteristic of his game is obvious. Very good at initiating attack. Fast and fierce, consistent and powerful when he's attacking and counter-attacking from close to mid-table. His footwork is reasonable in mid-table. Also, his forehand loop has good arc, speed, power, placement, which make his technique structure complete. His backhand from mid to far away from table is relatively weak. Therefore, Ma Long always tries to use forehand to attack after playing passively on backhand. Furthermore, to avoid his own weakness, he will initiate attack on third ball to put pressure on opponent, and he will counterloop the fourth ball when receiving. We can say that Ma Long's offensive mind leads to his active style, and his forehand has made up for his weaker backhand to an extent. His backhand is a threat when playing close to the table. Ma Long's all-round offensive technique is a nightmare of every player. So you see this Ma Long tends to rise when at the start of his receive. Like when he's preparing, he's really low. But yeah, this is not important. Ma Long's forehand power looping backspin. Power looping backspin is the most common attacking method, and it is one of the most powerful forehand techniques. As it is power loop, the advantage of power must be emphasized. Practically, the arc should be low. The ball should have decent amount of topspin, and with flexible placement, we can achieve maximum output. But many table tennis lovers focus too much on power. The stroke is too big, which disrupts the harmony between arm and body, leads to decrease in consistency. But Ma Long is a player whose swing is kind of bigger than the majority of the players, I think. In his forehand swing, when we are power looping, we should focus on controlling the arc and the placement of the ball. Then we increase the power, if and only if we are consistent. On the other hand, although power looping is powerful, recovering is also important. Yes, we should control our swing and ensure body weight is able so we can recover quickly. Caption in picture 5. Picture 5. Right foot is pushing the ground. The body starts to lean forward. Close the bat slightly. Keep it stable. Hit the lower part of the mid-top of the ball. Forearm is not moving a lot. Use your... Where was I? Forearm is not moving a lot. Use your arm primarily left. This is just an explanation. This letter explanation doesn't help us. What helps us is practice. Okay? I thought this article would be more interesting. I mean, this is a really good article, but reading this won't help you. You have to just do the thing. Ma Long's forehand power looping backspin, attacking half long balls at wide forehand. Forehand counter looping at mid distance. Backhand side spin flick. Backhand flipping flick. This is the thing that Ma Long does. Backhand flipping flick is a threatening technique which is Ma Long's special trick. Flipping flick is actually flick with fake pushing motion. It often surprises the opponent. It is not a new technique, but it is not common either because it is difficult to hit and brush enough in a short time. Although this technique can surprise opponents, but its lack of power and spin would give opponents chance to counterattack if they step backward slightly. Ma Long usually does this flick when the opponents push the ball short, because short pushes are not likely to have strong spin, so flipping flick can be done consistently. Flipping flick requires a lot more forearm and wrist movement than side spin flick. Really? Amateur players can reference the motion of forehand flick when learning this technique. Brushing is important when flicking because it is necessary to overcome the backspin on the coming ball. Open the ball slightly, aiming the mid-bottom of the ball. Lower the body, shoulder move forward slightly. Close the bat and hit the mid-top of the ball. Forearm move forward with elbow as its axis. I understood everything. I so understood everything. Wrist turn right and up. More brushing. Keep the arc low. Relax arm and recover. So many instructions, man. How can we all follow these instructions? Maybe this is why Ma Long's wrist turned downwards, bat was open and aimed at the mid-bottom of the ball. There built up power. This motion was also different to a... What? Ush. Oh, push. If it is a push, the wrist will turn upwards for more brushing. Amateur players can use this to determine your opponent's stroke. Although we can see the differences between push and flick in these pictures, in fact, it only happens at an instant, so it is still difficult to determine what Ma Long is going to do. Again, instructions. Close your bat slightly. Hit the ball with power from the wrist. Okay. Okay. 이게 나무의 키가 영어로 번역하잖아? 굉장히 그럴듯한 문서가 나오더라고. 한번 해보자. 일단 읽어보는 거야, 이거를. 한국말로. 마롱, 플레이 스타일. 최고 수준의 탁구 이해도, 뛰어난 전술과 이를 이행하는 실행 능력, 그리고 좋은 운동 능력까지 고루 갖춘 선수이다. 탑 클래스의 포핸드와 종합적으로 뛰어난 극강의 실력과 안정성 자체가 강점이다. 기본적으로 마롱은 기량을 바탕으로 힘과 스피드로 상대를 뚫고 나가는 스타일이라고 할 수 있다. 그렇다고 플레이의 유연함이나 창의성이 떨어지지 않으며 각종 재치 있는 잔기술도 굉장히 뛰어난 선수이다. 마롱의 플레이 스타일의 큰 틀은 포핸드가 주력에 백핸드는 받쳐주는 스타일이다. 백핸드로도 당연히 공격을 하지만 대체로 백에서는 결정을 낸다기보다는 쉽게 밀리지 않으면서 빠른 스피드와 박자 조절, 코스 변화로 압박을 하며 결정은 포핸드 드라이버라는 식의 플레이가 주를 이룬다. 백핸드 공방 중 순간적으로 돌아서서 포핸드로 공격하는 것이 주목이다. 이런 마롱의 플레이 스타일의 큰 틀 자체는 넓게 보면 왕리친의 것과도 비슷하다고 할 수 있다. 동작과 기술의 스타일 등은 조금 다르지만 또한 마롱은 쉐이크핸더이지만 페놀더 게임의 이점까지 일정 부분 가져온 일명 쉐이크를 페놀더한 게임을 갖췄다. 게임을 풀어나가는 방식과 리시브 스타일, 백드라이브 리시브보다는 포핸드 스톱 리시브, 커트 리시브, 해플 롱 서브에 대한 대응하는 2구 포핸드 드라이브 리시브, 빠른 롱 서브에 대한 돌아서서 하는 강력한 포핸드 드라이브 리시브를 하는 스타일, 그리고 강력한 3구 공격 스타일 등이 아주 전형적인 쉐이크 핸더라기보다는 적극적으로 돌아서서 포핸드 결정구를 날렸던 류걸량과 마린 같은 포핸드 주력의 패널더들과도 비슷한 점들이 있다. 이게 현대 탁구에서 계속 통하기가 쉽지 않지만 그만큼 마롱은 탁구 역사에서 손꼽히는 훌륭한 포핸드 능력을 가졌고, 봐봐, 여기서 번역해보자. 번역하잖아, 이거? 굉장히 그럴듯해. 번역 어딨냐, 이거? 아니, 번역 어딨어? 모바일은 바로 있잖아, 이거. 아니, how to open lock. 이거 저거 오해하지 마십시오. 크롬 페이지 번역 응? 아, 여기 있다. 봐봐, 이게 이렇게 되잖아? 그러면 진짜 그럴듯한 그게 돼. 이게 크롬의 번역 성능이 엄청나. 내가 이걸 해봤거든. Ma Long used a good mix of flicks and stops, but recently changed his tactics to use stop receives more often. This is also because the ball material has changed from celluloid to plastic. Once the opponent is induced to cast a technique with a stop. 이건 조금 부자연스럽네. Prepare and then hit back with a forehand counter drive. Then it often ends there, and even if the rally begins, it is not easy to beat Ma Long in the forehand open rally. 와, 진짜 탁월하다, 번역. Quick footwork is basic. 기본이다. 누가 이렇게 말하냐고. 이건 좀. 근데 진짜 이게 직역과 의역이 적절히 조화되면서 엄청나, 성능이. One of the reasons why Chinese table tennis dominates the world is fast footwork. In particular, Ma Long's footwork and preparation for the next ball are really good and exemplary enough to be followed by table tennis players. So true. If you look for a weakness, it is that there are cases where the cut ball floats and is attacked, but Ma Rong often reverses this with a counter drive and continues to score his own points. After losing to Wang Hao at the 2013 World Championship and losing to Zhang Jike at the 2014 World Cup, Ma Long has improved in many ways since 2015. After 2015, the mentality has improved compared to before, and the speed and stability of the backhand, which was a weak point compared to the forehand in the game, has been further raised to a level where it is not pushed well in backfights, even with the world's best backhand players of the new generation. 와, 진짜 엄청나다. 신기하다, 번역. Although his forehand is so powerful that it is buried, 묻히다, Ma Long's backhand play was by no means weak even before 2015. However, table tennis analysts and players who have played with Ma Long generally describe Ma Long's backhand as a protective back. Not the most powerful, but stable and error-prone backhand. To be precise, since the material of the official table tennis ball was changed at the end of 2014, Ma Long is a player who has been steadily changing his backhand style while keeping his own style in line with the flow of table tennis and gradually perfecting his backhand. I'm so amazed by the translation of Google Chrome. This is just amazing. Now, one of his trademark skills is Ma Long's signature forward reaching backhand counter shot. What? Ma Long's signature forward reaching backhand counter shot, which involves catching the ball incredibly fast and pushing it while scraping the top. As Ma Long himself has stated, his backhand focus is more on speed than power and rotation, based on min ball, not backspin ball. Cut ball back drive tends to take care of stability with a lot of rotation. Although Ma Long is famous for his powerful forehand, Ma Long himself says his grip is the backhand grip. This is most likely due to the influence of Ma Long's playstyle, which emphasizes fast speed and quick transition to the forehand, while never being pushed back in the backhand in modern table tennis, where the importance of backhand initiative has increased. Although he has a powerful forehand, he usually takes a basic stance and racket grip to prepare for a backhand rally immediately after serving. Ma Long has greatly reduced the number of cases where he can lose points in all aspects, from the process of getting ready for the serve and post-serve to the end of the point, really without fire back, forehand and backhand, or backhand. The link between the backhand and forehand techniques is smooth, and the movements are efficient. Although he is famous for his forehand, he can also be said to be a player who plays table tennis very efficiently. However, in the first place, it would have been difficult for Ma Long to have such a high win rate if the world-class serve and forehand abilities did not follow. So amazing translation. In the backhand, like other players whose main weapon is the backhand, Ma Long rarely moves away from the table and makes a continuous backdrive, and only the first stroke of the cut ball backdrive is placed in a high parabola with a lot of rotation. In the rest of the situation, Ma Long often uses backhand counter shots, counter push, counter block, counter backhand. With a backhand that feels like a mixture of a backdrive and a short, it quickly catches the ball on which the opponent spins up, puts the ball upside down, and pushes it back to quickly return the ball to the opponent's table. It is very stable and fast, so opponents are under considerable pressure. During backhand rallies, he has excellent time control and precise course control according to the situation. For this reason, even outstanding players whose backhand skills and attack power are not significantly inferior to Ma Long's are often mentally out of Ma Long's skillful ball positioning and tempo swinging in succession. If you analyze and compare Ma Long's game style itself, it is not a style that perfectly fits the current trend in 2021, but it is a relatively old style. But Ma Long has top-notch stability and great in-game tactics for his style. conclusion, Ma Long has the highest level of basic skills, number of games, and ability to fulfill them, rarely makes mistakes, and has a very high understanding of the opponent player during the game. He is so stable in his basic skills and play that he himself does not collapse easily. Such a player has a consistently strong forehand at the highest level, and his serve is difficult to read. Because of this, many players against Ma Long feel more pressure than usual. In addition, Ma Long is generally known as a very standard player, but Chinese players closest to him describe him as a very strategic player. As his career builds up, he has the versatility and creativity to bring out and use the right tactics and techniques in the right place according to the game situation and psychology, and the best adaptability to the game. Became a difficult player to beat. To sum up, Ma Long is not a perfect player with all skills at the highest level, but rather uses the play from the time of serving and receiving to the end of the point as much as possible into his system to demonstrate his strengths well and to show off his opponent's strengths. Okay. It can be said that he is a clever player who is very good at overall game management, inducing mistakes and maximizing the chance of winning while making fewer mistakes. However, with this cleverness, extreme consistency, and overwhelming technical success rate in clutch situations, Ma Long is the perfect player. What? Okay.